In this video, I'll be sharing with you what I believe are the biggest challenges with being young in property and how you can overcome them. Make sure you stick around to the end because I'll be sharing with you my best networking groups for young people in property. Hi guys, my name is Harley and welcome back to the Premium Property YouTube channel where we provide weekly content for beginners in property. If you're new around here or it's your first time watching this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe, as this will help us get it out there to more young, budding property investors. So there's often a stigma around being young in property that it's incredibly hard, young people shouldn't be in property and it should only be sort of above 30, 40 years old to be in property. And to be fair, I don't think that's the case anymore. I think there's a lot of young people getting into property at the moment, and me and Guy are networking with a lot of young people and new young people getting into property every day. However, I still think that there is challenges that come with being young in property. Just because there's a lot of young people doesn't mean that it's going to get easier being young in property. There is still challenges that come with it. So what I'm going to do in this video is share with you mine and Guy's 3 biggest challenges that we've faced so far with being young in property and how we have sort of overcome them and how you can overcome them too. So the first challenge that me and Guy have faced is mindset and being disciplined. Now, obviously, when you're young and you're starting a business, it's a very different thing to what most people your age are doing. So while you're sort of working away, starting a business, following the entrepreneurial route, a lot of your friends are, especially at our age, are either going to university or they're going to get a job. And your friends, they're either sort of partying, they're going out partying, they're sort of finishing work at 5 o'clock and doing whatever they want. They can watch Netflix, they can pretty much play Xbox whenever they want. They can do sort of things that often you can't do as an entrepreneur. And when you sort of see people doing that and sort of waking up and relaxing on the weekend, when you see people doing that, especially at our age, it can often feel like you're the only one who is doing it and you're the only one who is going down the entrepreneurial route. And you can often sort of question why you're doing it. Why don't you just go and get a normal job? Why don't you follow the typical path? And you think sort of it would be easier to just go and get a normal job. And it can be hard to stay disciplined when obviously, especially on sort of Friday nights, Saturday nights, not now with COVID, but when everyone else is going out and you're sort of working on your business, it can be hard to stay disciplined. So the way that, and I've found the best way to overcome this is to just take some time out and write down your goals and sort of really focus on those goals, and that really motivates you because obviously that reminds you exactly why you're doing it, and it will spur you on to go and achieve those goals and work hard towards them. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that one in terms of how to overcome it. Another thing that I would say is if you are feeling like you sort of can't be disciplined and you've really sort of demotivated, then it might just be best to take that bit of time out and to go on a walk, or even if you feel like playing Xbox. Obviously you don't want to be doing it all the time, or you feel like watching Netflix. You don't want to be doing it all the time, but if you've been grinding away and for the last sort of week or so and you feel like you just need a break, go and take that break because it is so important to have that. So yeah, that's challenge 1, mindset and being disciplined. So the second challenge that me and Guy have faced is imposter syndrome. And this has been a big one for me and Guy because often when you're networking in property, you can be in rooms with sort of older people that have been in property for a number of years. They're really experienced, they know what they're talking about, and you're often the small fish in that pond, and it can often feel quite overwhelming because you've got all these people that are really experienced in property, really know what they're doing, and you can sort of feel like you've got no place there and you're not really worthy of being there. So it's a hard one, and the way that we try and look at it and the way that we do now is at the end of the day, everybody's human, and these people that maybe they didn't start when they was the same age as you, but these people that seem really successful and like they've got loads of experience, at the end of the day, they all had to start with nothing in property as well. So that's the way you've got to look at it. Everyone's human. Don't put people on a pedestal. And to be honest, when you are young in a room of those sorts of people that are older than you, they're more experienced, you do get a lot of respect, because in a way they sort of see themselves in you, and yeah, you earn a lot of respect through being young. So that's a positive of it. And a way that I would, if you don't want to sort of come across as trying to be the expert or like arrogant in these rooms full of people, the best way to be in these rooms without feeling like that is just by asking questions, because you'll learn loads, and obviously you can engage in conversations with people without trying to sort of wing what you're saying and try and come across as an expert, when most likely you're going to look fake. So yeah, the best way to do this, if you're not confident in your knowledge, or you don't feel like you're worthy of being in that room, just ask the questions. And at the end of the day, people love talking about themselves, so they'll be more than happy to have a chat with you. So the third and final challenge then is knowing what advice to take, and sort of adding on to my last point about asking questions. When you are young, naturally people just want to help you, and that's amazing. And like, we're so thankful for everyone that's helped us, because yeah, it's just been, we wouldn't be where we are today without everyone helping us. But obviously, so many people come from different backgrounds, they do different strategies in property, and they've all got different perspective and views. And often you can ask one person a question, they'll give you one answer, and then you ask another person and they'll give you a completely different answer. So it can be hard to know exactly what route to take yourself, especially when you are young, you're impressionable, and you don't necessarily know what's going to drive your business forward. So yeah, you can often, like we've had it where some people say don't view any properties unless you know you're going to be able to do a deal with that. We've had some people say view loads of properties and view as many as you can, and it is hard to work out what to do when you've got those completely conflicting opinions. So the way that we now, and this is what we do now to overcome all of the different opinions that we get and the different advice that we get, and we would have done this from the start if we could, you pick two people that you can really sort of relate to. So pick one that is doing exactly what you want to do, and they're doing it, so they're not miles ahead, but they're sort of 4 or 5 steps ahead, so they can still relate to you and how you were feeling at your stage of your journey, but then got a lot more experience, and obviously they can pass that down onto you. But they're obviously not like a massive company that's scaled massively just yet. So obviously for us, it would be a company that's, or somebody that's sourcing BRR deals successfully and well. And we would emulate them, hone in on all of their advice, reach out to them, and just take action on everything they say. And obviously, if you're doing that and it's still not working and you're still not getting anywhere, then you can probably look outside and look to other people for advice. So that's what I'd say on that one. And then the second person that you should take advice from is someone that's come from a similar background to you. So again, for us, it would be someone that's sort of come from started a business at a young age, didn't really have anything in terms of a backing, no real family in business. So yeah, pick someone like that. It doesn't matter if they're in property, they could just have any business, but a successful entrepreneur who's come from a similar background to you. And you can take advice from them on things like mindset, business, and sort of all aspects of how to run a business and how they operate theirs, the challenges they've faced and how they've overcome it, and take advice from them on that. So yeah, that's definitely how you should overcome trying to learn what advice to take from different people. Finally then, it's the networking groups for the young people in property, and there's 2 here. So the first one is of course Future Minds Network, which me and Guy are massively involved in, And yeah, it's a great network. We run it, and essentially we have calls every other fortnight with people in all aspects of business, all aspects of property, and it's usually just a Q&A or a presentation, a Zoom call, and we get every attendee on. They all have the opportunity to ask a question. No question is a silly question, and we've also got a WhatsApp group where we all help each other out as well. So yeah, that's Future Minds Network, which I'll link down below. And then the second one is the 5 a.m. Club. Now, I'm not a part of this personally, but I've heard some great reviews from lots of people, and I know a lot of people who are young in that group as well. So yeah, obviously, as you can tell by the name, it's 5 a.m. every Wednesday. Similar sort of thing to Future Minds. They have a guest speaker on, and yeah, you can ask all sorts of questions, and it's a great community as well. So I definitely recommend the 5 a.m. Club, again, which I'll link below. So guys, that is the end of the video. I really hope you've enjoyed it and taken some value about the challenges that we face and how you can overcome them if you've ever faced them yourself. If you have enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like on the video and subscribe if you are new around here. And until next time, we'll see you next week for another piece of premium property content.